So in this video, I'm going to look at CNOS assignment question 2.4. I'm connecting to my virtual computer. I'm going to go into Hyper-V. And I see that my two virtual computers are running. Okay. Now it's important that we always save or turn off the virtual computers and not leave them running like this. Okay. So I'm going to now, for question 2.4, let me just have a look. It says implement TCP IP networking. So we're going to set static IP addresses. I've done this on a previous video, but I'll repeat it for this question as well. We need to ensure that we set IP addresses on both the computers. But before that, we need to also ensure that both the virtual machines are on the same network. So what would I do? I would go into my virtual computer here, and I would then, in Hyper-V, check that both these computers are on the same network. How do I do that? I go to my virtual switch manager on the right-hand side here, and I create a new virtual switch. Now you can see that I've already got one that's been created, which is called CNOS internal, but I'll create it again in this video, right? So I'll say create virtual switch. It's going to be a CNOS switch 2. And it's going to be internal switch. And I say, okay. So I created an internal switch just to show you how to create a switch. I click on these computers now, and I ensure that they're both on the same switch. So for the first one, I will go to its settings, and then I click on network adapter, and currently it's on CNOS internal. I can change it to CNOS switch 2 and say OK. I will do the same thing for the next one. For PC2, go to its settings, and then look at network adapter, and then make sure that it's on switch 2. Okay. So both of them need to be on the same switch. Then I can go into my virtual computers and set their IP addresses. So I'm going to log in now. This is PC2. So for PC2, where would I go? I simply right-click on the start. I go to the network connections, and then I change the connection properties, and I want to change the IP. Let me just go back and view Network and Sharing Center. Okay, there's Ethernet, and I want to go to its properties. I click on version 4, and then I click on properties. And then because this one is PC02, I set its IP address to 192.168.10.2. Now you can change the third number here. Let's say, for example, you change it to 25. Okay, you can use 26, you can use 27, you can use 28, you can use whatever number. Choose any number between 1 and 254. You cannot go over 254. The last number would be the same. So this is number 2. So this is set to 192.168.25.2. That's a static IP address, meaning I typed it in. I'm going to do now exactly the same thing for the next PC. So the next PC now, this is PC1, sorry, PC2. I'm going to connect to PC1. Just close all of those open windows that are open there. And I'm just going to resize this one so that we can see it properly. And I'll right click here, go to its network connections. Now this is PC1. I'm going to go to show available networks, network and internet settings, Ethernet, and I want to go to the network and sharing center and then click on Ethernet. And then I go to its properties, click on IP version 4, and then click on properties. And this one, the last one we made was 25. So I'm also going to make this one 25. See, both of them have to be exactly the same, only the last number changes. And the 255 is put in automatically as soon as you click in this box. So I know that both of these computers are on the same network. I can close it. And now I can go ahead and do my screenshots that I need for this question. So for this question, it says I need to take the following screenshots. For this question, it says host name command to display the names of each computer. So host name. So I need to open up a command prompt. So I'll type CMD. It shows me command prompt. I'll press enter. And on the first computer, I'm going to type host name, enter. And then it shows me what is the name of this computer. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this one. And I'm going to go to my document. So question 2.4, it says I have to take the following screenshots. So I'm going to put in those screenshots, host name of both the computers. So I want to paste in this screenshot there, and then I want to go to the other computer and also take a screenshot of host name. So this is on PC1. Then I'm going to go to PC2. There's PC2. I'm also going to open up a command prompt here, cmd, enter, and I'm going to type the command host name, enter. There's PC2. So I'll take a screenshot now of this one. And I'll paste it inside my Word document. Then it says I need to type ipconfig to display the configured IP addresses. ipconfig. So on both of the computers, I need to go and type in ipconfig. So I go back now to this one. I type ipconfig, enter, and now I take a screenshot of this one. Enter, and then I go to the next computer. So this one was PC02. So I go back to PC01. So I'm looking for PC01. And on PC01, I'm going to type ipconfig, enter. And I'll take my screenshot of this one. And I paste it inside. Remember, I'm not putting in descriptions at the bottom. You need to type some information at the bottom here. Then it says, using the ping utility, test communication between the two computers using their IP addresses. So I need to now say ping the IP address of the other computer. So I go back in here. If this is now PC1, I need to ping PC2. So I'm going to type ping the IP address 192.168.25.2. See, this PC is .1. I want to see if I can communicate with PC2. So I'm going to ping PC2, and it is saying request is timed out. It means it cannot communicate with PC2. So I'm going to check some of my settings to see why is it not able to communicate with PC2. I'm going to now look at my networking settings, or networking and sharing center. So I'm going to go to network connections, and I'll go to my network and sharing center. I'm going to go into Ethernet, and let's see network and sharing center. And I want to check if advanced sharing settings, turn on network discovery, turn on file and printer sharing. That is done on the first PC. Okay, I'm going to do the same now and check for the second PC. So this is on PC1. On PC2 now, I'm going to go and check. So let me go and check on PC2. So network and sharing center again. I'll click on the advanced share settings. And can you see this one was not turned on? So I'm going to turn on discovery, and I'm going to turn on file and print sharing, and I'm going to save the changes. And now let me try it again. So I'm going to go back to PC1, and I'm going to type the command again, and I'm going to press enter, and now it shows me there's a reply. It means that from PC1 I can communicate with PC2. So I'm going to now take a screenshot of this one and paste it in my assignment document, and I'll do the same from the other computer. I go back to my computers here, and I'm looking for, this one was PC1. I'm going to go to PC2. Also open up a command prompt on PC2. And I'm going to type ping 192.168.25.1. And I can see I'm getting a reply. So if I'm getting a reply, it means I can communicate. I can then take my screenshot. And I put it inside my Word document. And then it says each computer's routing table. So I'm going to type root print. So that's the routing table. So I'll go here, and for this computer, I'm going to type, I'm going to go back to the command prompt, and I'm going to type root print. So root print. And I'm going to make this bigger. Okay. So there's my root print, and there's the routing table that has been printed out. IP version 4, root print. I can then take my screenshot. So I'll paste it in here, and then I'll do the next one. So I'm looking for the second. So root print was done on which computer? It was done on computer 2. So I'm going to go to computer 1 and type root print. Okay, and then I can see here I've got my root that's been printed out. And I can now take a screenshot of the second one. Okay, so in this video, we covered the question 2.4 from the CNOS assignment, where they asked us to configure the TCP IP addresses, and then also to type in the following commands: hostname, ipconfig, which showed us our IP address information, and then the ping utility to test connectivity, and then finally the root print command.